Hey guys, so today I'm going to be building an anvil stand for my 175-pound Westco anvil. It's going to be kind of a rustic look, made of 4x4 wood. Everything is free pretty much if you can get your hands on it. I just used some dunnage, some scraps of plywood, and a few metal bands, like for banding loads of lumber or metal or whatever. Yeah, so if you can get a hold of those, you can pretty much build this stand for free. There's no heat involved, just standard regular household tools, a screwdriver, or a drill and a hammer. So you're pretty much good to go there. And I just wanted to send a shout out to my friends Juliet, Desiree, and Darian. Some really cool people that gave me these nice Christmas gifts. Yeah, pretty awesome. Got some links here. A jet, or an airplane. I guess it's a rocket ship actually. And this cool Super Mario fidget spinner. So thanks very much for that, you guys. And we will get started. I'll show you what I have here. What I've got here so far is a few pieces of just 4x4, whatever it is, fir, pine, I don't know. And then I've got a few just scrap pieces of plywood. It's all I really had lying around, so I just cut these ones up. These are actually going to go together like this. So my plan is going to put two like that. Tighten this all together, screw them down, and I'll put one piece on the top just so it has a more finished look. And then I've got this, these are just bands from a load, but they are like roughly 16 gauge, and it looks like they're just sheared pieces, so I'm going to use these strips to wrap it, just because it's nice and thin, and it'll be easy for me to, you know, just wrap it and screw it in with minimal effort. And then I'm going to put that 175-pound Westco right on there and blacken the wood, stain it probably, and then I'll show you how I'm going to mount the anvil down to the stand. And it should be the perfect height once I add this plywood. So let's get started. So for the first step, I've kind of taken a grinder to sort of just level it off a little bit. It's going to be good enough for this part anyways, because when I screw the plywood in, it'll pull it together. So I'm just going to screw down these first two pieces quite simply with some regular 1 3/4 wood screws, just to get a good grab on the dunnage underneath. Start sort of about 1 inch in from the corner. Then I'll slap the next piece on. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. It's going to be the bottom, so I'll use the uglier piece. Let's hope. Yeah, that's really good actually. So there we have our base. Now for this part, I want to make sure I get these 4x4s really tight together. So I'll take this wrap off. I think the only way I'm going to get it really good is to put one of the straps on. Because before I screw these down, I want to make sure everything's pulled in tight together. So what I'll have to do, I'll have to screw this in, say here, bring it around real tight, pull it tight, screw it in, pull it tight, screw it in, and just keep pulling it together until I get this nice and tight. I don't have a wood clamp right now, otherwise I just use one of those C-clamps on all 4 sides. But I have some F clamps, but they're not quite big enough. So I'm just going to try and pull it in with the straps. I'm going to do it 2 inches from the top, and that's going to be pretty good. So I got that tight. So what I want to do is I want to actually, you know what, just to be safe, I'm going to screw it in over here too, just so this doesn't lift. tight. Hammer this down around the corner. Nice and square. Flip this over. Hammer this down. Make sure that's nice and tight. Yeah. Put a screw in here to start. That's in. Flip it again. Now this is the one where we have to kind of pull it in a bit. Hammer that over. Nice and tight. Hammer that over. So it stays nice and tight. You want to get sort of kind of a sharp bend in here. As sharp as you can anyways. Now, the key would be to squeeze these together if I could. But since I don't think that's going to happen, I'm going to have to just make do. I'll put one screw in here. And I do have a clamp that may work. It may be wide enough. If it'll actually thread through here. See, the reason is this is a brass Acme rod here and it's kind of bent. So I don't know if it'll thread back all the way. Yeah, it's having some trouble. Let's see what we can do. Once I get it past that bend, it should be okay. See if I can take the bend out of it a little. That looks a little better. Quite a bit better, actually. Once I get it to a certain point, it should just go. Oh yeah, there we go. Cut it out of the bend. Now, just hopefully this thing is a full 12 inches once I fully extend it. I think it should be, but I guess we shall see. There we go. All right, now we're cooking. All right. Originally, I had planned to use 1.5 inch by 1/8 flat bar, but now that I'm looking at this, I actually like how it looks with this stuff. It's just, realistically, if you have the plywood on the top and the bottom, you're going to have enough strength anyways. So anything after that is more just for looks. So, I think it looks pretty good. Now, do the same thing. Hammer that over. Straighten the edge. And what I'm going to do here actually is just slightly overlap, I think. Actually, you know what? what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that screw out there, take this one out, and just screw it right back in over top of it through both pieces, because I think that's going to give it more of a finished look. Let's get that clamp back on there for a sec, just so I can make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, let's squeeze it tight. Clamp out the way. Okay. So yeah, take one of these self-tappers. Actually, I'll take one that I haven't used yet. It'll be in better shape. Hold this here. Hold that part down and put the screw right in here. Oops. It stays in the end of my drill. Okay, right in the middle here. And screw it in. Right through both pieces. There we go. It's nicely tapped. And then I'm just going to cut this off and hammer it down. So I'll cut it off as close as I can to the screw there. Cut that off. And I really want to hammer this down so that it's not going to catch anybody's leg or anything. Even hammer down the corners a little bit so that sharp edges sticking out, and that's pretty good. Beautiful. Alright, so now that we have that, we have the beginnings of our anvil stand. Looks pretty nice. I'll give you guys a close-up. So that's where it was joined, as you can see. And what I plan on doing is actually I'll get some more of those self-tapping screws just so it looks nice and even all the way along. And then I'll actually put another strap down here and then put that plywood piece on the top, obviously. And then this beautiful anvil right here is going to sit on top of there. And I'll fasten it down. I'll show you guys that too. But overall, the corners aren't bad. Looks pretty nice. I think it'll look really nice once it's burned and stained with these on it. Okay, so now that everything's pretty tight here, I'm just going to screw the top on. Basically just the same thing I did earlier. It's going to be like that. So here it is so far with the anvil on it. I screwed down those top pieces. So we'll talk about height a little bit. So from what I've kind of experienced and understand as a general rule is you can sort of just have it so that your knuckles will brush up to it if you're standing comfortably. You want your knuckles to brush across the top of the anvil. That gives you a comfortable striking height. So you can hold your tongs here. You know, it's kind of a comfortable position so you don't have to be, you know, hunching over trying to hammer something. You can just work with your stuff while standing up. And obviously that's going to vary. The actual height is going to vary based on how tall you are. Like I'm 6 feet tall. And this thing is 30, let's see. Yeah, about 30 inches to the top of the anvil. The next step is going to be putting another one of these straps around the bottom here. So I'll put that strap down there, and then I'll actually blacken the wood and just make it have a really cool rustic look. So I'm just putting on the other piece of strapping now here. Okay, here we go. Awesome. I think that looks really good. Oh yeah, beautiful. It's just like how I wanted it. Nice rustic look. Here's how it looks with the anvil back on it. Even the plywood actually came out okay. Looks pretty good. So what I might do next is clear coat this. Or I could just give it a light stain so it looks a little darker, but then the metal bands might not stand out as much, so I don't know. Some snow on there. I think it looks pretty good like that. So I'll show you what I've decided to do to fasten it down here. This stuff here, just clipping off the corners with keratin snips. This stuff's only 16 gauge or 0.060 of an inch, 0.065 actually, but you know what, once I have this hammered on here, I was going to use 1/8 flat bar, but honestly this is going to be strong enough once I actually put it on here, so I'll just turn it so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to screw both of them in the same spot here. I think that'll look cosmetically a little bit better, so it'll be like a V here. Just put a self tapper right into the middle there. There we go. I just want to have them like a V, separated like that. Screw that in. Just get them to where I want them, and then I'll tighten it up. So right about there. Alright, hopefully you can see that there. I'm going to come over, but I'm going to bang it along the contours of the anvil so that we actually get like a nice close fit here. So I'll start with the one that you can see here. This will give it kind of a nice rustic hammered look too. And then at the back here, I'm just going to come almost straight down and then out. So I'll have to make almost a 90-degree bend in here. So I've actually just got this little wedge that I'm going to hammer into the corner here a bit more. across here, right down, and gets screwed down with a self-tapper. So let's do that. I'm actually going to put 2 screws in here, as well as on the other part, just to make sure it's super secure. So as you can see, that's belted right around it. So it's actually the next morning. My wife was trying to sleep last night and I was hammering away in here, so I thought I'd let her sleep and finish this in the morning. Basically, you want to force that quarter in, which is why I was using this thing. Just this little wedge that I made a while back. Nice thing. Hits you right into that corner. You can see it's going to be perfect. Crisp lines around those corners, and I will screw that in. So I'm going to do this back one first so I can get it right in into the corner there. Time for a new battery on this thing. Nice and tight. Need to get it into the wood. Be careful if you're doing that. That's kind of sketchy. Oh, didn't go quite into the wood yet. Once we have it fairly tight, like that, then you can kind of adjust it. You want it like that. And then you can kind of just hold it there. So every time there's an edge, you want to hammer over that. See how I got that little bit of a crease there? So that traps that edge. You do the same with this edge. Do the same with this edge. And we're coming in for the final part. Yep. That's really on there. As you can see. I'll call that a finished anvil stand. There's one last thing I'm going to do after, and that's bend a piece of 1.5 by 1/8 flat bar, and I'll bend it so I can screw it into here. Then it'll come over, out, over this way with about a 1.25 inch space, and then screwed back in, so it'll actually just be kind of a big U shape that comes out like that, so I can drop hammers in there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this build. I'm looking forward to using it in some of my future videos where I do some blacksmithing. I'm gonna throw that chain back on there. Thanks very much for checking it out. Please subscribe, and I'll have more videos for you soon.